We are obviously quite dominant in Brazil domestically. You know, they recently played a LAN over there against some of the Brazilian heavy hitters. Maybe didn't necessarily do as well as they wanted to do, but they've done a really good job qualifying for a lot of events domestically against the Brazilian competition. And Aurora, on the other hand, really slugging it through, you know, the tier 2 of the European competition at the moment, even winning some online events and things like that, and placing very deep in a lot of qualifiers.
All right, here we go.
Oh, look at that goose straight into window on safe.
Yeah, piss around off to the races. It is going to be an early start for Aurora, straight into mid, but Insani, man of the moment, well, only ends up getting the 1-for-1. It comes down to Brennison to find that trade frag back. It's 3-on-3 as the plant will be secured on A, and Aurora keeping a bit of an annoyance up toward top mid. Might need to do a little more work as they try to work their way into CT spawn, and safe with the 2 taps. 1-2 to the heads. Bomb with a defuse available. Smoke out. This is going to be a tough one for Kenzie to try to win, but low HP for safe. It shouldn't matter. There's still time for the defuse, and it is MIBR that will start this slugfest with the pistol round.
Really well worked from them. Good shots from Safe early on. He's a player that I feel like in comparison to the rest of the MIBR roster, especially with the standout rifling that we're seeing from a lot of these guys, has, you know, I've noticed missed a couple of shots, had a bit of a rough run sometimes on the AWP. Starting off strong with the USP shots like that is going to be a good confidence builder for him, we know, and we have seen his level in the past when he had an insane ceiling on Pain Gaming, things like that. With the bomb plant though for Aurora here, they aren't going to let this one slide. It's group up 1-4 for them, heavily towards A main. Lackey's over here towards middle, and he's going to be up against some stiff opposition, both Safe and Insani. Looking to isolate this lurker, ends up going 1-for-1, but they've cleared mid and got the info. Now pressure on exit.
Yeah, that's pretty good actually from Aurora. They're going to try to quickly work their way into A, and well, so far so good, but a lot of low HP members on that T side at the moment, and they are being picked apart. Norwi and Deco, sure they're in a 2-on-2 right now, but they have such a significant health deficit that this is a tough one to wrangle. Norwi lucky to be alive on 1 HP. The nade goes sailing past, but no damage done. And so Drop and Insani, they're just trying to work their way slowly forward. Really, this will come down to a headshot from the AK, and it's not going to connect. Defuse on the bomb now. Deco's going to have to move quickly, but he doesn't have much of a chance. In fact, he's too late. And he'll get out of there with the AK, but it is another round on the board for MIBR.
AK and armor saved, and he gets, you know, all of his money after that round finishes up. So with only 2 players surviving there for MIBR, Aurora might be tempted to force again, reinvest in this one, continue to try to break that CT economy. It's just a half buy around the hero AK though. Aurora trying to min-max their money. Money is very weak for MIBR. Every kill you can get on the T side is going to make a pretty big difference here. Try to crack back into the game. Smoke to top middle. Mollies for the CT side, contesting that top mid cross and deep in B apartments. It's a 1-3-1. MIBR being quite active in middle, looking to take duels with the rifles as Aurora creep up underpass.
Slow and steady wins the race. Deco, AK in hand, what kind of a difference can he make? It's very much going to be the A pinch here from Aurora. A little bit concerned about the window. No molly invested. But Brendan getting some information. And Aurora, well, they haven't quite made it work. Just the big old swing coming through from the MP9. We do see a couple of kills on the tail end. Tech9 Deagle doing some work. The nade. Ooh, okay, hang on a second. Result has decided to activate.
Taps it. No kit on Drop here, so he's going to have to speed things up in this post-plant. Smoke starts to fade. Plant going down for Result, and he's crossed across the CT, unspotted by Drop. There's the kit in front of him.
Yeah, Drop's got no idea, and Result will win the clutch for Aurora, and they're off to a banging start.
That was only a half by Jordan. You can see old mate from Aurora very happy with that one, and there's reason to be so. MIBR, money completely crushed after that round, only surviving with 2 in the previous. Aurora now off to the races on this T side, courtesy of a massive play from Result.
Yeah, that kind of just came out of nowhere, didn't it? It was Deco rather, that came into the round there with the AK. Result just picks it up. does the work. And instantly MIBR are back onto a very awkward buy.
Yeah, force on the CT side. See what they can get done with it. Mostly Deagles and armor, very few pieces of util, and you can see Aurora very well aware of the money situation right now, not in a rush to be going anywhere. Starting to shift more into a 1-3-1. Small pieces of util. Seeing what the reaction is from the CT side, gathering more information. MIBR very much leaning towards this A side of the map.
Smoke to the bottom of con, though, is going to keep them at bay for the moment.
See this big stack towards A, and with the lurk in Palace, it kind of indicates that Aurora is quite likely to split towards this A site, leaving the lurk on that wing of the map. Unless Norwi goes and retakes control of B apartments, it's going to be a little bit harder to split B, but you start to see him trend in that direction. You can see Aurora maybe not comfortable actually splitting towards this A side of the map. Maybe they've seen a few too many players, or they've got a bit of a read. Scout shot from Safe. Start to chip down some damage. Forget about that. It's an opening pick onto Lackey.
Well, he might get a chance for another one. There's already some good damage onto Deco.
Look at Norwi, though. He's all the way out B. Are they going to pivot?
Might just. Bomb will be able to make its way across through the underpass. In the meanwhile, though, bodies are falling on the A site, and this could still become problematic for Aurora.
Oh, Kenzie tries to force his way through the jungle smoke, goes down as well, and now they must complete a 2-on-5. Norwi so deep through market side, and he's spotted out without taking anybody.
Yeah, Norwi's got to get some work done here, doesn't he? He's got the AK in hand, he's got the health, and he's got to try to help Deco out. Deco's fighting from bench. That's worked out okay for now. MIBR are just going to throw bodies at Aurora and see if they can stand against this tide. It's now the 1-on-3. Time working against them, but it will not matter. There's just not enough to hold on with for Aurora. They gave up too much on the A site, and MIBR were able to bring that retake over to B and kind of make it look easy.
Able to pick up a handful of rifles as well. The A stack from MIBR there works out an absolute treat from them. Unfortunately, Aurora, with that Palace lurk, really committing to this A split. Safe doing a lot of damage with the Scout. He's already starting off this grand final quite hot. A multi-frag in the pistol. A lot of impact with the Scout. MIBR straight back into things. Bomb plant did go down for Aurora, though. Let's have a look what their money looks like. They have bought up into this one. 3 rifles. There's been a lot of A endings, a lot of mid-control into the A splits. This time, they really want to try to size up this B site. It's once again a 1-3-1 from MIBR. They're working the mid-pressure. Double mollies in towards unders and top middle, but is drop ready for this B site hit.
He's got himself at least the smoke down to provide a little bit more space to play with. He's going to get up over the top of it, but can't land the shots he needs. Aurora, with the pace, they're just trying to batter their way into B, but Safe has other ideas. Holds strong from market for a 2K. Bombs dropped at Van.
See MIBR just turtling in market with this man advantage. Bomb picked up now by Result. Is he comfortable enough to plant it? That is ballsy. He's even open to the market door, just sticks it.
Had to take a risk in the 2-on-3. Result won't get out of the site alive once again. It's a 1-on-3, but Kenzie is working hard to make this one doable. There's another headshot, and he spotted out that last player. Now he can just play time behind the pillar. Fake flash round the corner, and he's won it. Another clutch victory for Aurora.
MIBR, they should be in such a good position right now. But Aurora stepping up time and time again in the clutch. These Russian riflers worth their weight in gold right now. Especially on the T side, this is just putting so much pressure on the CT economy. A couple of guns picked up last time when MIBR won the Force, though, is going to make it a little easier to try to put something together here, but it's still not looking pretty. No util whatsoever. FAMAS M4. And some lackluster weaponry. Once again, Aurora is back to the same slow approach.
It's been a very messy game so far, hasn't it? I feel that'll continue into this round as well. Both teams are still trying to take control of the economic battle.
Good pick. Smoke to top con. Safe in the 4-on-5 though. Wants to play over the top of it. Doubles up beautifully to turn things back around for MIBR. And now Aurora feel the need to pivot back towards A, but they've got no map control. they can't really decide what exactly they want to be doing here. Going to start moving back towards the TV room. Deco making his way towards middle here, can maybe throw some utility pressure or try to look for a pick in middle. While the rest of Aurora creep their way out B apartments. Drop is all on his lonesome towards B right now with nothing but an MP9. So Aurora, if they can get in there and isolate him and get themselves into a comfortable post plan, this could still be their round.
Yeah, he's got the smoke, he's got the nade. He should be able to buy enough time. Just going to be jump spotting the Apps line.
There's no support. There's no supportive utility on the rotation. This is just drop to hold.
Oh! It is not.
Salt.
It is not drop to hold. It does not exist anymore. That's the B site taken, and MIBR just going to opt to take the save, take the M4 through to the next round. Maybe they can recover an AK or two in mid. Maybe one of the guns was a MAC-10.
Yeah, scavenging mission right now. AK on offer there. MAC-10 as well, as you mentioned. Can drop some pistol over to the boys. Actually, FAMAS upgrade. 3 rifles taken out of this round by MIBR. Can drop a couple of upgraded pistols as well. So next round could be looking pretty nice for MIBR as well. And Aurora just to save 3. This game is really tight.
Yeah, but Aurora having now won 2 in a row, it's going to start to shift a bit more of that pressure back over to MIBR. Crowd's filling out nicely. I suspect it will actually get busier the deeper we go into the evening as the rest of DreamHack Melbourne starts to wind down. There might
Looking at this game so far, how back and forth and hotly contested it is. We've already had a couple of big clutches. This is the prime entertainment that you're looking for.
So 3 rifles for MIBR into round number 7. The progression smoke in mid. No window smoke.
Again, Aurora taking their time, but safe with the singular M4. He's having a hell of a first map in the grand final. Flash straight into 8-Rab catches both of them full blind. And MIBR, with nothing invested into this round, are absolutely crushing Aurora. They have got no cash behind this as well. It'd have to be some kind of force with hero AKs, but some of them are definitely going to be broke if they drop this one.
These low buy shenanigans are just going to continue, aren't they? It's felt in a couple of instances like both MIBR and Aurora have been on the precipice of taking control of the half, but they haven't been able to win that round that they needed. And so we just keep running it back.
MIBR just jiggling for info. They've got this deep A info line, allows them to lean more heavily towards middle. Rotation coming into B, courtesy of the Insani. And Drop going to buy himself enough time to get that rotation in with the smoke. Aurora not even interested in this round. They're saving. Going to hold on to the guns. Is that what we think of saving, boys?
Yeah.
I mean, MIBR pretty happy with that. Look at that. Picked up a handful of AKs. Only Drop doesn't come through this round with a rifle.
Definitely a win. Drop's going to have a bit of a look, see what he can find.
It's a massive game for Safe. He's the only one not in the top 8 of the tournament right now, and definitely saw him have some rougher games. I remember AllPing on Nuke CT side, he was not looking too crash hot, but he seemed to really kind of zone into the game. You saw him in the camera earlier, you know, doing some breathing exercises, really focusing himself in, and he seems to have had a fantastic start to this grand final.
Yeah.
He's gone on a spiritual journey in his head, and, you know, it's working out so far.
10-4, that is for sure. We'll get a tack timeout here from Aurora. So they had about 40 seconds at the back end of that last round to talk. Going to use another 30 seconds here. Coach will have some input.
You can see over on the bottom left, money for MIBR is fantastic right now. Definitely got some cash to keep contesting this CT half of Mirage. Aurora. It's good to see the Froggy getting into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting into it. As we said, big weekend, but people just don't seem to quit here at DreamHack Melbourne. They can go for days.
Let's see what we're going to get out of Aurora here. Won a lot of these rounds predicated off of mostly clutch play and post-plant excellence. Not even sure they've got the utility to really get themselves into that kind of position if MIBR plays their cards right. A-Smoke's coming out. Try to bait that rotation off of middle and create some space for these underplayers players to slip into position and try to catch off Insani.
Well, he has been a talking point coming into this game so far. He has a chance to really make an impact here, and that is exactly what you're looking for from Insani. He's going to be helped out by the TopCon player as well. It's MIBR to start the round well.
Yeah, the missed opportunity there for Aurora. They definitely could have picked the cap player. They've invested a lot of their utility just trying to pull that initial rotation, and they couldn't capitalize off it, couldn't take advantage. And now they're kind of stuck in an awkward position where they really can't force things out, They've been util dumped over there. MIBR crunching middle here. Oh,
I don't know about that. Got a couple of Aurora members set up waiting for it. Deco was brought down to heal by Insani. It's ended up being a 1-for-1. Norwi, though, just walks out top mid with the bomb. Gets that kill that might actually swing the round back in the favor of Aurora here, though. The progression toward B.
Yeah, pivoting back into drop. There's the smoke from Insani. Drop's got another one to go, but they can hear all of these steps trying to force their way through into the MP9 is never going to work. 25 seconds on the clock. Aurora are looking very disjointed.
They've got no util. They've got no flashes to set them up to go through this smoke. The best they could do is walk through it, and that just does not work. Not against drop holding an MP9, especially not when you're already pretty significantly tagged up on that T side. So again, they're now out of options, really, and they're going to go in and get the kill, but they cannot win the round. And
Dead after time. $600 in the bank account for Norwi.
Adding insult to injury.
Aurora looking at dejected. This was their map pick here. It's been an emotional roller coaster for them. Some massive clutch plays, trying to get the boys all fired up and aligned. And then, unfortunately, losing against the low buy of MIBR and getting shut down in this last round. Missed opportunities. Feels like MIBR are really getting rolling now on this CT side, and Aurora got to make sure they can recover themselves mentally and start to sync back up, because we're seeing a lot of these kind of plays. That last round, so many solo rushes, you know, Norwi running out the top mid by himself with the bomb. You saw Kenzie sending it through the B-Ab smoke without any util or support from his teammates.
Yeah, don't challenge safe. That seems to be the name of the game as well. How many opening frags we've seen him get, and now he's got an AWP as well. He's been doing it really with the rifle. It's only going to get harder for Aurora as we get deeper into this half. It seems like MIBR are really finding their feet on the stage now. Insani starting to activate.
I mean, Insani and Brenzen, opposite sides of the middle. These two riflers warmed up when you're trying to contest middle is an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, especially with Safe having an impact as well. Like, this just doesn't feel very viable at all for Aurora. Drop's been sent on a mission to try to find the last remaining T, and he'll get the job done easily.
5 alive. Cannot fault MIBR right now. Having a hell of a CT side for themselves, and they've set themselves up with plenty of cash to continue to contest this half. Going into round 10 here, only a handful of them left in the half. Aurora have got to try to scrape together whatever they can, because they can't rely on clutches time and time again. There's got to be something else in the tank when you pick this map into a grand final.
Double AWP. MIBR are pulling out all of the stops.
Yeah, one towards B-Apps. Safe going to contest connector here. Triple nade onto his position, going to disincentivize him from peeking. In the meanwhile, though, with all that nade stack, you can see MIBR calling the audible. They push both the extremities. Drops on this deep in front line towards B-Apps. He could get Kenzie here if the movement's not right. Deep molly in towards kitchen, trying to flush out a potential lurker. And at the same time, MIBR, they've taken a ramp control. Good spam through from Kenzie. Hell of an arm on him.
Indeed, it will prompt out a little bit more of that counter util, but Parman's still well and truly in control from MIBR, and they also hold a ramp.
Yeah, control of both extremities. Safe playing the pivot from triple. Aurora have taken top con. They're going to boost one in window as well to control the rotations in the mid to late round. Result doing his best. Insani only goes 1 for 1, but traded well by Exit.
Yeah, that's good enough for MIBR. They can start to turn their attention back in towards Connector, and bear in mind the bomb has been dropped on A ramp, so even if they take the site, they still need the ramp. It doesn't matter. Result finds 2. Drop would need a miracle to get a kill through that smoke. This nade, no, it won't do too much. And MIBR maybe letting that one slip a little bit.
Kenzie and Result seem to be the standouts right now for Aurora. Once they get into this mid to late round play where they're storming into the site, where they're closing out these post plants, these guys are absolutely fire right now.
Gonna hold on to at least one of the AWPs. There's a fair bit of cash to splash around for MIBR this half.
Yeah.
Is not done by any stretch of the imagination.
But look, if you can get 5 or 6 as Aurora after, the roller coaster start to things, it's something to work with, especially moving back over to the CT side. It's going to be interesting how pressure kind of affects both of these teams going into this grand final. Throughout this tournament, we've seen both of them, as mentioned on the desk, go quiet occasionally, have a really good half, go up 9-3, go up 8-4, something like that, and then in the next half, just let it slip through their fingers and lose the game. So we know both of these teams do have potential for, whatever you want to call it, mental block, a bit of choke. Just hope that those kind of tendencies don't rear their ugly head in the grand final.
Another chance for Safe to open the account, but he doesn't have any funds to send in that direction. Ooh, he'll have to look to activate now. There's a rifler on the angle waiting for him. Aurora, the setup's worked out perfectly. Where was this all half?
Deco just runs up mid, takes duels into Connector, preempts the peak from Safe to trade, and hits absolutely every shot. The riflers of Aurora doing so much work right now, and not even Exit can get it done. 2 big gun rounds in a row there for Aurora. Put a lot of pressure on the money of MIBR, and that might be them setting themselves up a 6-6 half. Oh, that is a hell of a peak.
Yeah, money a bit awkward for MIBR, so we're missing 1 rifle. A lot of head armorless players, though maybe not a big factor here, but also has to be mentioned, there's not a huge amount of CT util. There's going to be a nade straight in on top of those mid players. But Aurora, once again, going to try to fight for mid. They've got to get past 3 CTs. And they will not be successful in doing so.
Now the pivot back towards the B side of the map. Drop will get tested once again. Kenzie and Norwi must trade in Molly on top of his position, but they line up. Sacrifices himself in the flames to secure the round.
Well, let's see what Deco can do. It's a 1-on-3. Oh, he spotted Exit. Exit spotted him. It's not an unwinnable round for him with the time available. Bomb is in a bit of an awkward spot. It's not as if he's not being given opportunities, though. Deagle's going to come out, and he knows that he needs to favor a little bit more of a pacier approach now, as that time is going to tick away, and it's going to go pretty quick. Not able to connect, and so that'll be that. MIBR at least get the last round of the half, but quite a competitive start to the grand final.
sessions, trying to take my dreams to a brand new direction. Works from the morning to the night, trying to see my name up in the lights. Big billboards gonna reach new heights. For the youth, man, we gotta show them what's right. Reach into the world right now. This sound, voice of the streets, man, I'll hold it down. This sound, reach into the world right now. This sound, voice of the streets, man, I'll hold it down. This sound. Early days turn youth on the TV. Big MC showed me what I'm about to be. Videos and make a flow, show me the crime scene. That's when I knew this rap team was for me. 4 bars at the back of the bus with the G's at my local youth club. Big respect, I gotta show them love. Believed in me when I was young. Now I know what I gotta do for the family. Now I gotta prove. After everything we been through, you gotta stay true to you. As you only got one voice, it gotta be heard above the noise. It's your time, gotta make your choice. It's your time. Reach into the world right now. This sound, voice of the streets, man, hold it down. This sound, reach into the world right now. This sound, voice of the streets, man, hold it down. This sound, this one my people now.
Shenanigans happening in the crowd and shenanigans happening in the server at the moment. It's 7-5 favouring MIBR in the grand final of ESL Challenger Melbourne. There's another one for you guys at home. You're missing out if you're not here in the arena. But we'll get back in the game. MIBR, not a bad first half. A little bit up and down there, Pilski. Aurora, very clutch. And I think that's really the reason that they were able to even get to 5.
Yeah, Resalt's having a fantastic grand final for himself. A couple of standout rounds from some of the other boys. Quick pace into middle from MIBR, wanting to kick off the split straight up connector, but unchecked in underpass. Kenzie really dismantling this strap.
Well, that's just the start that Aurora would have wanted. Dooley's up onto the balcony as well. Resalt's got one more. It's just not going wrong at all. MIBR go completely missing in the second half pistol, and it seems we will continue where we left off in that first half, which is to say a very back and forth map. Once one team starts to pull ahead a little bit, the other one bounces back, and in this case it's Aurora with the pistol that will bring them back into the fight.
Drop heard by exit. No one's getting through a ramp anytime soon. Bomb dropped on Tetris. MIBR denied the plant in this pistol, means likely no force in the next round. Unless they want to go check armor and go for some kind of set exit. Looking for the pick here. Finds the P250. That's going to help him navigate a couple of headshots, maybe a little easier, unless Norwi just runs him down with the dualies. Yeah. There's the aim punch, and Aurora picked up the pistol.
Aurora was keen for it, weren't they? They were ready to take that fight to him. This is how it all started. Kenzie.
Yeah, this position, absolutely instrumental. Result has been fire this grand final, honestly. Like, for sure. You know, there are so many players that you can see have big plays, have big rounds on Aurora. You know, it's just another classic CIS team. You can't ever turn the talent tap off from that region.
Apparently not. Well, Kenzie wants to get involved early again, and so he's going to walk his way up mid. This nade doesn't really quite do as much as you would hope. Could have been fun. We just have exit, shoulder peeking, jiggling on that corner to see whether or not Aurora are going to get aggressive.
No plants or really kills is really stopping MIBR from investing absolutely anything in this round. They're just going to try to get it done with blocks. Run boost across, spotted out. Now they're going to force their way up cat and connect up, but the firing squad is here. 4 players swinging mid. Forget about 4, it's everyone from Aurora swinging mid together in tandem.
Yeah.
Great coordination on the mid-crush.
Same as the end of the pistol round. It seems like all of Aurora want to get involved in this CT side early. They want to flex their muscles a little bit on MIBR. But in saying that, first gun round out for the T side now. So that may change the pace a little.
Money's pretty good from Aurora. Only lost a singular gun. Only 3 towards B to start this gun round off, which means most likely some kind of aggression into apartments. MIBR trying to sneak 2 players through underpass. They'll be halted by the Molotov for now. But Norwi as well as Deco deep in B apartments. We'll see if we get some kind of a push in the mid to late round after MIBR take mid control here.
Lots of util getting tossed back and forth.
There's the deep app smoke. Norwi's made his way into kitchen. They've cleared out all of that extremity. Oh, failed into window.
How's that happened?
Drops bumped his head.
Well, Connector was cleared out just earlier on as well by a Molotov, so that'll be something that MIBR can look to. Might not be quite the 3-pronged approach that they wanted, but 2 prongs may well be enough. Kenzie's been smoked off. The spam, though, is good. And Lackey will take contact off the back of that 1-for-1 in the end, and it starts to get a little bit worse for wear for MIBR as they are losing members on their way into A.
Pivot back to B, though.
Footsteps
if the bomb gets caught on the cross here, this is going to be disastrous. Dropped at top middle now, and they know he was running towards B. That's where Safe has to be. Result more than ready for that one. And with no bomb plant and no loss bonus built up to 3.4 for MIBR, this is a half by through and through.
It's been a bit of a better recovery from Aurora. They're looking more stable on the CT side.
For sure. Time for an anti-eco bash. Try to build up that CT economy and keep it stable. Had a great anti-eco in round 2. MIBR looking for this B execute. Aurora ready with the reactive util. Window Smoke is going to pull Result away for a second, and he actually drops the molly into underpass instead.
Oh, Result not having too many difficulties on short. Norwi as well is able to help out. MIBR have at least found one on the entry, and they might get another one here. Norwi quite low. He's desperate for a bit of assistance, and he is getting it at least as that rotation comes through. So 3 guns saved. It wasn't quite the anti-eco bash that they wanted, but it is acceptable enough and keeps that scoreboard ticking over for Aurora.
Not allowed to do that, guys. Apologies. Orbs out for Deco. Same could be said for Safe. Window Smoke coming out, as well as a top con here. MIBR investing a lot of util to take mid early on. And Aurora looking quite heavily to contest. 4 players ready to pinch mid at any moment. Flash up over the top. Peek from Kensing doesn't find any value. And Exit lucky to be alive.
Yeah, Nate just landed at his feet and barely did any damage. Regardless, Deco has been pretty active and he's caught himself at least one of the members. So we do have the 4-on-4 ensuing.
After that mid pressure, MIBR pivoting back to middle. Brenzen left on the mid lurk. Deco playing retake A here with the AWP.
He's going to get a chance to do a little bit more work. Safe was hoping to set himself up on the line with that jump from Exit, but in the end, Exit just died. Yeah, Safe has been able to creep his way out, but still got a clear out ticket. 3 members from Aurora yet to find. There's the Famous dropping on the floor, but Result will come from a similar angle. Brenzen not prepared for it. The flash, though, was just good enough to cause a bit of havoc for Result, which will leave Deco solo, and the US piece not enough this time around. That is a very patient round from MIBR that works out nicely.
That's their bread and butter. We've seen it time and time again on their T sides in this tournament. When it comes to the mid to late round, MIBR really takes their time, waits for mistakes from the other team. Great supporting flash from Insani there to set up Renzen for success. Timeout for Aurora. They're running out of cash on this CT side. Lackey is not going to be happy with what he's purchasing into this round. And MIBR with 3 alive. Their money is looking decent. 8 and 9, this game could really still swing either way, but MIBR at this point looking a little more favored. Nice PJs, mate. It's nice to be comfortable. Sure, there's a lot of people at home, you know, kicking their feet up. Similar sort of attire.
Yeah, nice and relaxing Sunday evening. Not for these teams. Working hard in the server. MIBR, can they use that as a catapult to get back into the map safe? It's just a spam battle through the smoke, but the AWP comes up with the goods.
94 in 4 there. Not going to be happy with that. Contact out of Palace. What a shot from Insani.
Molly, though, going to cause some problems, and there is just no getting out of there for Result. He's in a crossfire with a Molotov at his feet. MIBR are into the A bomb site once again. Money is broken for Aurora.
Time to save. Nothing going on in this round. They've got no kits. They've got no cash to replace these guns. And MIBR don't really have the cash to hunt either. They want to try to stabilize their economy as this game goes 9 apiece. So take a little snooze for 45 seconds. Get into the next round. Just like this bloke's doing.
Doesn't look like a very comfortable spot for a snooze, but anyway.
Oh, he saw it for a second. The fact that he hits the single zoom at that range, this is why Insani is just the best player at this tournament so far, hands down.
Yeah, save 15 and 11. Insani 18 and 12. No better time than now to turn up. It is the grand final ESL Pro League slot on the line for season 20.
Tournament that's running adjacent to this one, so I'm sure that these teams will be looking at those games running and thinking, especially given the fact that they're both just sitting right outside the top 20 or about at the top 20. That's about where you'd want to start attending an EPL.
Yeah, number 20 for MIBR, number 23 for Aurora. Not far off one another. That is represented on the scoreboard as well. 9 apiece at the moment. It's about as tight as it gets, but Aurora down to just a couple of saved weapons that they're going to have to make some magic happen with. And Norwi ducking in-game, in real life as well. And he's made it work very nicely. Deco there for 1 as well. And the next swing will come from Triple.
Deco's got another 2 through the smoke. This is ludicrous.
Yeah, Lackey
picked up by Lackey.
He was able to grab that extra gun and set himself up in Ninja. This has gone wrong for MIBR.
They're backpedaling into ramp. Not really sure how to approach this one. They're waiting for a mistake out of Aurora, but all they see is smoke.
Yep, not going to get the mistake now. The mistake actually was made by MIBR walking into that A bomb site. Both of the weapons that were saved through by Aurora were set up on that site. It should be Aurora now to get to double digits first. MIBR, they're fighting hard on this T side, but the rewards haven't quite flowed yet.
Kenzie pivoting back over to B outs means he won't be able to recover a gun if the round win is taken. 20 seconds? I think they're just saving in Palace. Like they can't be going for this one. Maybe playing, yeah, around, making sure that the guns don't get picked up by the CTs. We'll see if Result can get his hands on an AK here. Movement coming in, actually pushing into ramp. AK found. Kenzie on his way over for jungle, but I don't think he's made it in time. That is, again, a massive round win from Aurora. The amount of half buys and ecos with saved guns that have been won so far on this map is a bit ludicrous. But you've got to give credit where credit's due to Aurora. Deco, HE nade inside of the smoke, jump over the top of the jungle smoke, and the little tower boost at triple. It's not like they're not being creative to find these picks.
It's true. Ooh, safe. He's going to be denied any opportunity for a pick onto the A-bomb site by the quick Molotov. Yeah, Aurora, it's been a difficult task for them on Mirage. As long as they can get through it, though, go up 1-0, they can be happy with their campaign in the grand final so far. It is Aurora's map pick, though. They are definitely having some difficulty knocking MIBR over at the moment.
Very slow round for both teams. Deco convinced someone will make their way into underpass after a 2-1-2 start and some smokes into mid. MIBR going to make their way back towards this B site. Brenzen going to throw some util towards that A site, trying to pull some rotations in that direction, but Aurora are heavily set up in towards middle and B. Brenzen throwing a one-man execute. And it has actually pulled Deco out of underpass towards A. They are reacting quite heavily. In comes the B exec, though.
Resalt's here, ready and waiting. AK in hand. Norwi and Resalt both go down for free. There is no answer from Aurora until Kenzie arrives as the rotator, but that is too little too late to deny the site from MIBR, and once again, we'll have a tied game.
Beautiful set play. Brenzen left behind those smokes. Throws a one-man A execute that draws a massive response out of Aurora, and then MIBR, perfect utility on the B execute.
Good shot from Insani. They're going to try and hunt these guns down. MIBR recognize the value in breaking Aurora's economy late in the game. It's not a huge amount of cash floating around for Aurora, but with these two saved weapons, they will be able to put together a buy next round.
Yeah. Multiple players with 4K, one with 1500 who can get dropped a rifle.
Yeah.
Probably won't be an AWP coming into the equation, but should be 5 rifle at least. AWPs there for MIBR. Pretty good cash behind this buy as well. 1900 loss bonus apiece at 10-10. Aurora definitely cannot afford to get reset here. Whereas MIBR, you know, they could definitely recover for that, especially on the T side here. Insani keeping an eye on this A side of the map. He has often been left as the one in a lot of these MIBR T sides. Plays positionally very sound with the bomb left in spawn. He's going to have to make his way back. MIBR looking to make some moves in middle. Aurora have taken a lot of space over on this A extremity. And as the mid smokes come in, Aurora, compared to the other rounds where they really did want to crunch mid and be aggressive in that part of the map, they are just going to play hands off middle this round.
Now 1 minute gone, MIBR take mid control. Now starting to explore apartments.
They've cleared out all of B. They put a lot of pressure on middle. Try to deny a lot of information to Aurora. Lackey in a key position here, as well as this duel between Kenzie and Insani. Going to be absolutely pivotal around the smoke in A ramp here.
Oh, Flash might give away the game. Kenzie will now be aware there's a player close, and he is going to be waiting for that nade into the smoke. Doesn't quite blow it open. Kenzie is ready and waiting. It's over toward B, though, that MIBR are going to head, and they find 2 entries. Where from? Safe and exit. And Kenzie, yeah, he gets the fight victory on A, but what does it matter? That'll be another round for MIBR.
Yeah, just no shots being hit by Aurora. You saw that crab walk spray over from under apartments to the short players, and Safe immediately punishes.
Is that enough to get MIBR the map win now? I mean, Aurora money is becoming very, very problematic, and MIBR are getting good entries on B. They're really putting the pressure onto Aurora now.
They are definitely favored to win this map. 2 rifles saved over, 1900 loss bonus for Aurora. And MIBR saving 3 guns again. Their cash on the T side is excellent. They have a very, very good chance of picking up their opponent's map pick here.
It'll be a real statement from MIBR. You know, a grindy kind of a map. They've worked hard for it.
This is the style they've been playing all tournament long. These T sides, just very slow pacing, set plans. Very, very clear. They've game planned quite heavily. That is the benefit of having someone, you know, as experienced as Knack in your coaching staff.
Yeah, MIBR, a couple of fans in the crowd. We saw sort of similar against Apex in the semi-final, right? At least one of those maps was a very, very grindy map from them that they just worked hard at, and they got it over the line, and it was ultimately what kind of won them that series, right? When they made that comeback happen on Nuke. Happened in the same kind of fashion here on Mirage. A little bit more back and forth, but that mental resilience is continuing to show. And Aurora, having come into this round with 3 USPs, you wouldn't think that there's going to be much for them here, which will put MIBR on map point.
Kenzie trying to make a play with the castle flashes thrown by Lackey. This ends up in the AK hitting the floor. Swings into middle, being punished actually by the silenced weaponry of the CT side here. How is this falling apart again for MIBR? Against absolutely nothing invested. 3 pistols, 2 rifles. It's Groundhog Day for the Brazilians.
You cannot let that happen. You cannot let that happen in a situation like this, in a grand final. Drop with a difficult task, but he starts it very nicely. Doesn't give up any of his HP for it. Problem is he's got no idea where these remaining CTs are. Results 20 and 13. Flash is going to give away the position of Deco, but drops through that smoke straight into Result. And Aurora will get their 11th.
Unbelievable scenes.
There's the Aurora fans in the crowd. We've actually got a couple of fans of MIBR, a couple of fans of Aurora, and then I guess the neutral party, which are just the Aussies who've decided to come and cheer regardless.
They're just fans of good Counter-Strike, mate. Oh my god, how many low buy rounds has there been in this game? 4 spies won. Incredibly messy. And MIBR now bankrupt off the back of that one. Massive economy swing in the favor of Aurora. 3 players with cash. Peek into middle from Kenzie off the back of the flash. MIBR preparing themselves for this A hit.
It's anybody's game now.
Look at the lean though. Norwi's already on the rotation over here. Triangle crossfire to try and defend this A site.
Safe looking for that pick toward Ticket. He's not going to get the opportunity just yet. Already an entry for MIBR before the util even gets tossed on in. Kenzie caught with a nade in hand, and for all the hard work that Aurora did in the last round, it might be for naught. Unless Norwi has something to say about it from the stairs. Brunson, he's taking an interesting entry path, and it does not work out. Norwi is a one-man army trying to pull Aurora, kicking and screaming through this round. And he's going to have to do it alone. It'll have to be an ace. All 5 kills for the one individual.
MIBR just waiting for him to make a mistake. Turtling over on ramp side. Waiting on Tetris. Safe stays scoped up. And the longer they cut sound, the more Norwi has to be concerned about the pivot back to B.
Yep.
That's all MIBR are waiting for. To just sow some seeds of doubt in his mind. He has to sit in window. Listen for the plant on B. Oh, but he's coming back on a great timing.
Yep, if he can spot the cross. There is a smoke, though. At least that'll be info, and he can start to creep his way forward. The stairs position could be something. Safe's only got a Galil, drops half HP. Let's see if Norwi can pull it off. There's one, but where is the second? He's got no idea. Oh, not quite. It was nearly something magical for Norwi. But that is 12 for MIBR.
That was ice cold as well. He just dry walks through the smoke in the 1-on-2. He did absolutely everything he could at 11-11 in a grand final. EPL spot on the line. Almost aces to break the money of the Brazilians. That would have been one of the most impactful plays you'd ever seen. But Drop is going to save things. And MIBR go up to map point.
Well, I'm afraid Aurora is going to have to do it again with a substandard buy.
Orp's out on Deco.
Orp M4, but what beyond that?
Couple pistols. 2 primary weapons and some pistols. It's been A recipe for success from Aurora time and time again. They're going to have to get it done.
Funnily enough. Okay, you cannot let this one slip, MIBR. You've really given Aurora so many leg ups in this map. But this is where it ends, surely.
Mid smokes again for MIBR. Molly to connect that quick smoke to top con. Pacing from Brenzen. Going to force his way into the connector. Goes straight for the opener. Going straight up the guts into jungle. Lucky finds him, but MIBR now forcing out A.
Yeah, only one defender there. It is Kenzie, who's decided to go back into connector with the MP9. Norwi goes down in mid. That'll prompt a response. Deco and Kenzie, they need to put in the work here. Clear out mid first, and they're just not being able to do it. MIBR will seal the deal. It's 13-11 on map 1. And what a roller coaster that was.
It was. I mean, just back and forth clutches. Low buys being won, force buys being won on both sides. Big plays being made. It goes the distance all 24 rounds, but MIBR